Hi, everyone, and welcome. This is Krishna Priya. This is a Human Colony Hucolo webinar. It is Saturday, the 1st of July, 2023, and we have with us today our very special, wonderful friend, Jim Charles. Hi, Jim. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, very good. Thank you. I'm trying to catch YouTube before. Hi, everyone, and welcome. This is Krishna Priya. This is the Human Colony. I try. Okay. Anywho, so I got it. We have today in the room with us, we have Jim, we have Angie, Jennifer, Yana, Bola, Kat, Michelle, Susan, Barbara. Who else do we have? Christine, Joan, Radha, Safira, Will. If I missed anybody, I apologize. I think that's everybody. And Yana, I said Yana. Yay. Okay. We have everybody here with us. Why don't we start with some blessings? Who do you have in your room there? Who's with you?
James.
Hi, James.
Hello.
Hi. Okay. All right. We'll start with some blessings. We'll just go right down the list. Barbara, it'll be Barbara, then Bola, and then Susan. And then I'll announce the rest of the people. Okay. Go ahead, Barbara, whenever you're ready.
Satanako nada tekia napokosha. Shinaha tia tokosha. Shotoro mata tokowa. Tiana hanati otowa kia. Koshana hahakania. Konopada hakia si. Kona hata hakana hishi. Hato koshana. Kia hada bakieta ho. Kananaki hitiata. Blessings.
All of you should open your hearts. The love that you give out is so beneficial to the world. People will see it and know it as love. They will understand that you are a being that is caring, good, and helpful. They will come to you. They will flock to you. But this is your mission, is to help all those that need help. Feed the poor, clothe the poor, and do many things for the people of the world that no one else can do, for you have the spirit within you that can help all.
Bola, whenever you're ready.
Six-dimensional audience. Katrika matukuru salama katara sete. Krotulum sotulu kalasete la makatara. Klotulum sotulu katala talamutulu setelesi. Klototomo tatala tala. Klotulilo solo. Klatetelo luma klak luma katara setelesi. Klototomo soturu koshatarasa. Krasitiri mosotoro. Kresetara mosotoro. Keshatara matatsara setes. Thank you.
We are here to help your people and increase the photon radiance that is coming from each of your bodies. It is important that you shine. It is important that you leave go all the energy that is within you so that it can be reached out here into the stars. We see your love and we know that you have great hope for continuing in this species form. We know that you are part of a great mission and a great understanding. Things will come to you very quickly, and the plasma realm around the earth is being built, and so this will initiate and substantiate the rising of the old world and into the new world.
Perfect. Susan.
You are muted.
Oops, sorry. I will begin again. He si ki ka te kotohia, he si kaya hua, si ki titi kukuha, ye tikia, ye tikaya tia hukia, hazia ye tia hia, tukutotea ye tukuti tia yoku, hazia ya kotohia, he tukotoya, si kaya tia. Blessings.
All your efforts will be rewarded. All your thoughts are always interpreted as positive as their intention to be. You will be finding yourself in a place of goodness, kindness, calmness, relaxation. when the Spirit is upon you. It is time for all of you to know that this is a positive and easy mission when it comes to understanding God in his way. He will give you all that you need to move forward.
Thank you. Yana, go ahead.
There's no coordinating hand there. I say it go why I can't that get to do it and in a harta than I get a orto no go wait a hand in a guy that they used. Hakar that to no wait in a guy that no go with the auto. Ha that the cartene get to go to ortinicatar to go istanaka tartene e handa da catatanaka. Hain tuku ust hateneke tu istakatanake tartoluko. Thank you.
There is much power within you. You have more power than you can possibly imagine. Each human was given this, but you do not know how to use it yet. Pray and ask God to open these portals of energy up so that you may be more powerful in helping the world with its problems and needs. You are very powerful, but do not look at yourself in a low light, because you are the promise of the future.
Sorry. Okay, perfect. So Angie, you have announcements, and then do your prayer first and then do the announcement after if you can.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Torotukura sanayataka atatuku unuch mo utura sa taar kutaki miyaha ako oro ata ari sikiata katara torotutura samnayataka.
Seek the light. Seek it always. Pray consistently. Meditate when you can. Find the way to get to God and have him get to you.
Thank you. All right, our announcement is we have our Hucolo Starseed Gathering. It is Thursday, August 8th through Monday, August 12th, 2024. The cost is $6.95 a person. If you're interested or want some more information about it, please send an email to classes@hucolo.org. It is going to be at Ononda Park on one of the Finger Lakes in Canandaigua, New York. Some of the itinerary will be, understanding your lineage outside of Earth, oneness activities, connecting with your starseed families, just connecting with oneness with all of us. There's a lot more light activations, nightly campfires. Jim, is there anything you'd like to add to this?
Swimming.
Swimming.
The lake, so there's swimming. It's a very nice camp. There's all kinds of things to do there, but we're going to be concentrating on each other and our light and our oneness and our beauty with one another, getting to know each other in a better way and in a better understanding of what humanity really means right now and how it's giving out light to the world.
Perfect. We have one more blessing from Michelle. I don't want to cut you off, Ange. Was that
That's okay.
Oh, please give the address. Yeah, sorry.
Hi, everyone.
Wait a minute, just one second, Michelle.
Okay.
So again, if you're interested in this, we classes@hucolo.org. We are going to offer a payment plan because it is so far out. So if you're interested in that, send an email to classes@hucolo.org and I will get everything out to you.
Perfect. Okay, Michelle, please take your blessing. That is a big Uriel behind you there. Okay.
This one's from Father God. Tia konya horogodoria. Ia kianya hari gua dia darata. Ianya hari goria darata. Onya hoya garata. Ia kianya ho. Mea kia dia darata.
You are my children, and I will guide you. I will bring you love and understanding and power and glory. Follow in the right footsteps, overcome the earth and its problems, its fears. Allow yourself to be higher than and greater than what a human being should be, because it is within you to be leaders, speakers, pronouncers of the future. I will always be with you and always be a part of your understanding.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. So we have some requests, and I'll try to go through them really quickly. Let me see. Elijah, Wu Zetian, Empress of China, Thor, Tukur and Grendel for government reports. There's also a request for Grendel from the YouTube chat. Poseidon from the time of Atlantis, the Eldorians, someone who can speak about the fires in Canada, someone who can speak about the sun Stargate. Is that right, Yana? Did you want to say that?
Yes, that's okay.
Okay, leprechauns, gnomes, or any of the nature beings we connected with in Ireland. That's from Susan. And let's see, Ireland and Scotland. She said solar flares is what Joan requested. Are you requesting to speak to solar flares, Joan, or you just type the word solar flares? Joan?
Sorry, I just typed the word solar flare.
Okay, all right, so that's not a request. All right, from
Yes.
the YouTube, there was a request for Tukur and for Archangel Shamuel, and also Serapis Bay, and
Who is Serapis Day?
who is Serapis Bay? The person, user 1, you typed that. Okay, and then there was one more request that I think I just missed a second ago. There was one more, and I'm so sorry I missed it. I think it's disappeared out of my chat. Okay, well, please type in who is Serapis Bay, if you can.
And whoever got missed, retype your request.
Yes, and I think it was Usi who had the request for Tukur, but somebody else had a request, and I apologize because now it's no longer in my. Oh, that's an ascended master.
All right.
Okay, Serapis Bay, and I'm not sure. Oh, Freya. Braden requested Freya. Thank you.
Freya.
Yeah, that was the one I missed. Okay, and Buddha, Jones requesting Buddha.
Wow, a lot of requests today, and a lot of them are here. Hopefully we can get through some of them.
Okay.
Okay.
Angie, can you watch YouTube?
Yes,
Okay, great.
I'm
All right.
pulling it up right now.
Thank you. Okay, so Angie's going to be watching YouTube chat. All right. Whenever you're ready, and we'll see you, Jim, on the other side. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Greetings, I am Elijah. God has spoken and said that he wants you to overcome the world. What does that mean? That means to overcome the fear, the depression, the negativity, the things that would hamper you from being a good mission leader. Many of you have many earthly problems and see the earth in many different ways, but you also see it as harsh, and it is not in line with what you believe should be happening. This is what God is talking about when he says overcome. And I should call him Source, Creator, whatever name is best for you. I used God because that's the name I've always used. But I want you to know that he is there for you, and he can strengthen you and guide you through all things. You may see that there is little light at the end of the tunnel for some of you. Too many problems, too many things crushing in on you, too many emotions. But God can help you with those. Source, Creator, whatever you want to call him, will help you overcome these things, but you must put your faith in him. You must rely on him. You must know that he is there and that he is willing to come and help. He has many beings all around him that can come and help. The angels, the seraphim. There are so many that will be willing to help you if you call and ask for them. But this is a time to overcome the earth, overcome the fears, overcome that which is negative, injustice. All these things must be overcome by you in your mind so that you can be clear when you are presenting yourself to the world. Be clear that you have a good message and a good upstanding with God. Be clear that you are not confused or convoluted in any way with the life or the forms of negativity that might strike. Of course, there will always be attacks. Yes, of course, there will always be negativity around you. It is the third density, but you must overcome it and know that it has a place behind you and not in front of you. A place where you can put it, that it is in balance with who you are. You must be in balance, and you must balance all these things. I speak this today because it is important. The world is coming to a place where the second seal may be open. The second seal is the seal of war. That seal means world war, not just war between Russia and Ukraine. But world war is a seal, number 2. And the third seal is famine, because of the second seal being war all over. So we do not want these seals to affect us in a way that would destroy us. We cannot allow that to happen. The light must shine. The light must get through. The light must be known. Because with these things coming, you must be a light in the darkness. Yes, you must be a light in the darkness, and you cannot have any excuse not to be. You must stand up and be what God needs you to be. For hard times are coming, but that doesn't mean they have to be hard for you necessarily. Of course, you're going to see a lot. You're going to know a lot. You're going to sense a lot. You're going to emote a lot. But these things must be dealt with. And God has a reason for all of these things. And you are the reason for becoming the hope for all of these things. The hope to sustain positivity through all of these things. You are the hope of love, guidance, and freedom, forgiveness, compassion. All these things you give. The world will not survive without it. The world will not be the same world if you do not rise up. But God sees those that are worthy, which is all of you, and those that he trusts, which is all of you. Much love to you, my children, he would say, and is saying. Much love.
Thank you.
Yeah. One moment, please.
Okay.
Greetings, everyone. This is you know who. I am Grindel.
Welcome, Grindel. Welcome. Much love to you. You've
Much
been
love to you.
requested by a couple of people. Safira is requesting you and Yana. So why don't we start with Safira?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Safira.
Oh, they're looking for like harsh truth and reality.
Yes, that's why they wanted you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Safira, are you there? If not, we'll go to Yana first and then come back to Safira. Okay, Yana, why don't you go ahead and ask Grindel?
Yeah.
Yeah, Grendel. Hello, Grendel. Blessings to you.
Greetings.
Hi, Grendel. Can you give us a general report from your view on how the situation on Earth is right now? Nuclear rising in several countries were mentioned, and war more on the horizon. So
yes, more countries have nuclear weapons now than ever before. They're gifts from other. Well, you have to understand that Russia has 50% of all nuclear weapons in the world. 50%. All right. And so as a gift to nations that are supporting Russia, they're giving them nuclear armaments. So it is that, oh yes, here's a gift of a nuclear warhead since you've been supporting us. So more countries and more countries are getting this little gift from Russia because they own more or about 50% of the nuclear warheads in the world. So this is not a good thing because he is not in good a frame of mind either. Now that he has been pushed back a little bit, his thought processes are even more unstable. So this will even cause greater cause for him to use nuclear weapons because he's unstable and he doesn't want to lose anything. He wants to be seen as a powerful being. He wants to be seen as the leader of the world. And so with this, you have some real struggles. Right now, it's not going to happen for a little while because his people are fighting amongst themselves, and his upper faculties that he works with are also fighting among themselves and trying to give him better information of what's going on. And they said, you must know everything before you do anything. So they're trying to stop him, really. And he realizes what's going on. He's not a dumb guy. So he's very much saying, he's pushing back on them, saying, it's time. And they're saying, no, it's not time. This will destroy the world. And he says, I don't care, really. The world means nothing to me anymore. So as long as I win, that's all that matters. So this is a very bad thought process. So it is that we have to keep that in mind. But there will be many different beings out here that will try to stop it from happening and will be able to get through to somebody on the earth side that will help establish a positive barrier against this. So we're working on that now. And
so the counter forces, because third density is a duality game. So the counter forces on Earth, more light, that are active right now and are making a small dent.
Yes, there are some forces, around the Earth that grassroots establishments that have become much larger that are combating negativity in the world. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Because there are several that are doing great things to conquer negativity in the world, and more people are joining forces with that because they're scared not to, because they want positivity to overcome the earth, but so they're scared not to become part of something really positive because they want that so bad. They don't want war, they don't want hatred, they don't want racism, all this stuff, and they don't want anyone to succeed in conquering the world. And so yes, these grassroots organizations that have become larger are doing very well at this time.
And within the more political spheres, are there already people in place who can infiltrate from the inside?
Yes, but I can't talk about that.
I know. Yeah. So okay. Thank you for that. Yeah, that's the opening. I see there's other questions behind me. So thank you
Yeah,
very much.
Yeah. Definitely, yes. So yes, there are two different forces coming together. It's very dualistic, like you said,
Yeah.
but we must, the thing is, when someone is not focused correctly, that's very dangerous.
Yeah, it's a troubled mind that is at work.
Well, because failure, there is many leaders where failure is not acceptable. It's not acceptable.
Mhm.
It cannot be accepted. And in order not to fail, they'd rather destroy everything around them than admit failure.
Yeah. A big ego at work. Thank you so much, Grindel. I'll let somebody else ask a question.
Thank you. Is Safira back? Safira, are you here?
Nah.
No, she's not here. Okay, Bola has a question. Go ahead, Bola. We'll try her again in a moment.
Thank you, Krishna Priya. Hi, Grandel.
Greetings.
Yes, I wanted to find out about the South Koreans. I understand that they have changed the way they count age. So they, you would normally age a newborn baby as 1 year old, including the times of conception and being in the womb. And now they are going back to 0. So when you're born, you are 0 years old, as opposed to the previous counting method. What is the significance of this? Is there any message that that we need to know? Those
Well,
of us
first of all, they want to establish that their people can live longer than other people because they're well taken care of, and they have good. The economy in South Korea is excellent, and the way they go about things is excellent. They've produced much money for the country in many different ways, by technology, music, and all kinds of different ways. The country is becoming great again, but they also want to be known as long living beings. They want to live longer, and so they went back to the 0 because that takes a year off of your life if you start with 1. So they want to be known as people of longevity as well.
Thank you. And those of us who are connected with this information, is there some message around that for us as well, that we are wanting to align with that in some way? Or
well, I don't know if you really need to align with it because you start at 0 in your country anyway.
Yes.
But the thing that you would align with is their goal of longevity. You would want to be along in that same line with longevity. Longevity is greater now than it used to be. The average age of for a person to die is almost 80 years old. So this is much higher than it used to be in many years and many cultures. It's different in every culture, of course, but I'm seeing that in the United States, England, and those kind of places, it's arriving around 80 years old now. It's getting better and better, and they say it's because of the pharmaceuticals that are used, but I don't think it's all that. I think that some of it is due to pharmaceuticals if they're used properly, and other pharmaceuticals can destroy the body. So I don't want to give them the credit for that.
Thank you. Just one other question. The English language, I'm told, is a kind of a spell-binding language, very different from other languages that are more in a way of a higher frequency. So what is different about the English language?
All right, let me tell you what it is. It is the frequency of the language. It sounds more intelligent. It is more intelligent. People will listen to the English language that will not listen to other languages. I'll give you an example. whenever anyone from that is English will speak, everybody will stop and listen because they love to hear the language. It has a power, it has a flow, it has a frequency that is a very calming. If you notice that most English people that are from England and from the area of UK are very calm people usually, and they are usually very happier or calmer anyway. If you come from Ireland, then you're also part of that, but there's other things that interfere with that. So, but yes, the English language is a higher frequency, a more calming language.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And that's why a lot of the aliens use it, is because they want to be heard. They use the English language because they want people to hear them. And they say, I don't want to speak my language. I want to sound like the English so that the frequency can be calming and loving and kind and move forward in a different way. So that's why they use it.
Right. Oh, good to know. Okay. Thank you, Grandel.
You're welcome.
There was also indigenous people that talk about the different languages that say that English is an air-based language, so it has the ability to spread all over the earth, where some languages are more grounding, some are more like water. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a language that spreads. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Safira has a question for you. Go ahead, Safira.
Oh, hello, Grindel.
Greetings.
I wasn't here. I had to step out. I apologize. So you may have already answered this question, but we really didn't get a very comprehensive report yet about the government meeting, what happened with first contact ideas, what's happening with the marriage ideas. Are they closing their doors to ET human interactions at the moment? Could you give some, if you haven't already, give some report on that?
It's very similar to what it used to be. They're very afraid still. Your leaders are very afraid of alien interaction because they're afraid they'll lose power and prosperity. We want nothing to do with your power. We would be counselors if they wanted us to be, but that is all that we want to do is counsel. We don't want to run for office or anything like that, at least not in the first 50 years. Until everybody gets to know who we are and what we are doing and all that kind of stuff. But they still are very afraid. They still act like we're coming in to take over. They don't trust. So it is that first contact is in the discussions. They know that it must happen eventually. They know that it's going to happen, and it is on its way because they have the evidence that many aliens are on the planet already and are in office. They've been given that information because they allowed that, but it was a deception. They were deceived into accepting these aliens as leaders, and so they're afraid that they'll be deceived by us as well. So you can understand that. But the thing is, there's a little bit of also hatred in the fact that they hate the fact that they would be not the superior beings on the planet. They want to continue to be the superior thought process on the planet, and we would allow that. We would allow them to be the superior thought process, but they don't believe that. They believe they will be eventually overtaken, and it would be inevitable that the aliens would be seen as the greater understanding and greater intelligence, which I can see, but it would take time.
Yes.
It would give them time to work on relationships and ways that rules and regulations for the planet and how to interact and all these different things. So it is not like we're coming and taking over right away. It would take many, many years for that to happen, and they would have to allow it. Yeah.
Okay, so the American participants from the American government, are they like totally closed off to anything as well? Or is anybody in there more open to the
There
communication?
are some that are open in the American or United States area. The thing is, the ones that have the greatest power are worried about other things other than aliens and first contact. To them, that is 10 numbers down the list. It's not important. What is important is the economy, the air qualities, the way everything is going with the politics of the world and who's going to take over and all these things they're saying, yes, we understand there's aliens, but so what? We have to take care of business here. We have to do what's good for us. We have to do what's good for the United States. Aliens, they're down the list. They're not bothering us. We're not bothering them. I know they're going to come eventually, but yeah, we'll let them figure that out. We're not really interested in what they're going to do because they think that it's going to take another 100 years before that's going to happen. Wrong. So they're just sort of avoiding it.
I see. Can I just ask also the whole marriages situation, Area 53, visitations for couples, anything happen in that direction? Good?
Not much. They're still working on it, but a lot more attention is being paid to other projects than that one. That project was poo-pooed by Homeland Security. It was poo-pooed by the state cabinet and also the military cabinet. It just doesn't think that it's worthwhile, but it still moves forward because there are still many people interested in it and still many other leaders that like it. So, but there are certain ones that are like, ooh, no, we don't need that right now. It can wait. But funds are still being given to it because the president actually is saying, I think it should go forward. The president.
Which president?
Biden.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Okay.
because he is saying live and let live. So he's not really concentrated on it in any way or shape or form, but he's just saying, let it happen. Let's see what happens. But if anything would go wrong, he would shut it down. But he wants to give it a chance.
That's interesting. Okay, one last thing. Tell me something that surprised you very nicely during these meetings. If there was anything.
Well, that's an interesting question because nice surprises usually don't come in these meetings. But I would say the nicest surprise was that they were willing to chat about things that they weren't willing to chat about before, such as the pharmaceuticals having so much power. They did admit that without the pharmaceutical and that kind of money, that things would fall apart. So that's what they're very big and hesitant about talking about, is anything that gains a lot of money in all the world. The pharmaceuticals, doctoring, all medical, everything medical and pharmaceutical is like holds the world together financially in many ways.
I see. Okay. There are just, I'm sorry, one more thing which I think is important for others to know. There are holographic med beds being offered because we don't yet have the real med beds available, correct? So what do you think about the holographic med beds being offered by some people? It's
I don't, if you can't see it, it's not there. There's no holographic med beds that I know of.
Okay. Thank you, Grindel. Thank you for sharing.
If there was holographic med beds, the governments would be on that in a flash, and they would be trying to backwards engineer the technology that's being used to do the holographs. They do know how to do holographs. But if there was that kind of technology, it would be highly advanced and can be used in many different ways. And I don't think there is any holographic med beds available yet.
I may have misspoken. Instead of saying holograph, I should have said there are people offering energetic med beds. I don't know if that's the same thing, but they
No,
say you
it's
can.
not.
Nothing. Okay.
There's energetic med beds, yes.
Are those good? You think? Better than nothing?
The EES system is energetic, sort of like a large energetic med bed. You are interested in more other kinds of med beds. There are different ones popping up, but they're all safe for the government to know about.
Okay. All right. So you would recommend it if somebody had the money to set one up for themselves?
Yes, I would
Okay.
recommend it.
All right. Thank you very, very much.
You're welcome.
Many blessings.
Thank you. Grindel, was there any questions, Angie, in the YouTube for Grindel?
Let me take a look. I want to ask about the people of Syria, the innocent prisoners and civilizations. Are they still alive? And what will happen to them in the near future? What can us Middle Easterners do about our problem?
There's many, not all of them are still alive, but many of them are still alive. And the Mideast is rather cruel. They have very harsh ways of dealing with people. And a lot of secrecy is around these people as well. But I know that some of them are still alive. We have intel that says that some of them are alive, but they are not being treated well. We're trying to do some infiltration in that area, but I can't speak about that really. So it is that many things are happening in the Mideast that are very, very important. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
What happened with the Schumann Residence on Father's Day? Was this some kind of DNA activation or something else?
The Schumann Residence is activated, yes. The sun is doing some changing frequency-wise, sun flare-wise. There's a lot going on with the sun. They're working on it because there's a lot of beings coming in through the sun stargates, and they are now realizing how much work needs done here, and they went right to it. They are doing a lot of work to make this solar system, sun system, work better and be in more alignment with the whole universe, because this particular solar system is out of tune, so to speak.
Was there any DNA of activations involved in that?
Yes, there was. But remember this, DNA activation can unactivate as well as reactivate. So you must keep that activation going.
Rocco says skeletons of giants have allegedly been discovered in Croatia. Is this true?
Yes.
All right. Trinity wants to know when was the last time she went up to the colonies, but you may not know that answer. Do you know?
One moment, I'll just check with one.
Tanita Danzo is her name.
2 weeks ago on a Saturday, 2 Saturdays ago, yeah.
Okay. Cami asked a question. Would you talk about the nature of reality when thoughts connected to objects have magic powers?
All right, let me tell you what that's all about. That's actually scientific. There are so many things that I could tell you about that. Can you restate the question? I want to formulate my thought about it.
Would you talk about the nature of reality when thoughts connected to objects have magic powers?
Correct. It's that what it is your consciousness. Your consciousness can connect to all things. Your consciousness can connect to you inside and connect to things outside. This is something that this world is learning about now. And so you will be given this information in many different ways. But it is that the consciousness, not only this consciousness, because there are neurons all over the body. There's 100 billion in the brain. There's about 40,000 in the heart. There's about 500 million in the gut. There's about 13 million or more in the spine. And neurons are all over the body because they are the electrical system that the nerves use to get all the responses to the body. Now, with that being said, you can send out that energy. You can send out and contact other things with your consciousness and with the energies of the neurons that are working. Through the neuron system and the consciousness, you are able to move objects, touch objects, feel objects, note where things are in the universe through this kind of sensory power. But it is that not many humans know how to do that yet. But if you do know how to do that, then you are in touch with the consciousness, which is the awareness of what is within and what is without. And if you are in touch with that consciousness, then you are able to control it to a certain point. If you do this, use the consciousness in your head and the consciousness in your heart, you will feel a great euphoria when you are touching yourself in this way, because they are connected. The heart and the brain are much more connected when you're touching both of them. Although they are always connected to some degree, because the brain is always connected to the heart is always connected to the brain, you can feel it greater when you actually put your consciousness in these areas. And when you do that, it is able to start growing the power of the consciousness so that you can push out energy into the world and move things and even eventually bring things into being.
Thank you so much. That well said. Carol asks if there's going to be another lockdown.
Another lockdown?
Yes, like a shutdown of society.
No, not yet.
Do you
There
think
will be eventually. I didn't know there was a first one.
the one where with COVID, everything got
Oh,
shut
yes.
down.
Well, yes,
Everything
that
got
shut down things to a certain extent, but not down. It really didn't shut down the world completely.
Right.
We're talking about a worldwide shutdown of technology is coming.
Got it. Do you think the Middle East will have drastic changes? It says until 5 years, but I think within 5 years.
I think there will be drastic changes all over the world within 5 years.
Temple asks, hey Grindle, do you know if my channel for you is still intact? I haven't heard anything from you in a while. Thanks. I asked this because I had some bad attacks lately and I'm trying to reorganize and understand what is still working and what is not.
Yes, I am still with you and I will speak to you. Do not doubt yourself. It is that everything has gone haywire on you for a little while, but it will come back into alignment. I know things don't seem like what they are and it's all very confusing, but you will come back into your own. I will promise you that.
All right. Thank you. That's all the questions I have.
Very well.
Perfect. Thank you. And I think that was all the questions we have in our room as well.
All right. Very well. I'll bring somebody else.
Thank you for being here, Grendel. It's always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me. You know how happy I am to come and talk to you.
We love you very much. Thank you.
Good questions today. Thank you. Now, give me a minute. Yeah. We are the Andorians. We've only come for a few moments to actually add to the information that we gave last week.
Perfect. Bola has a question.
What?
It would be Bola that requested you.
Let me give a statement first.
Of course. Sorry for that.
First of all, there was a question about flat Earth, and we gave a very quantum answer about it. But there are other ways to answer that question. And one of them is that the mathematics that are being used in defining a flat Earth are from a two-dimensional thought process. We realized that we went into the other part of that, which is an actual algorithm that does match a flat Earth concept. However, the flat Earth concept that is being commonly used and known throughout your planet is based on a two-dimensional Earth, which does not exist. The mathematics used in that are questionable because no one knows what the mathematical theories of two-dimensional dimension are. And so they have to figure it out with third-dimensional mathematics, which is not appropriate. So two-dimensional Earth does not exist in the way that your people are trying to make it exist, but it does exist, the flat Earth, in mathematics, in the sense that the whole universe can be flattened in a way and studied in a way that is of a flat nature. However, your planet is not flat. It can be looked at when moving through time as a flat space. Let me go into that for a little moment. As you're looking at flat Earth, you, in the concept of mathematics in the quantum space theories, you can see that time travel is not up and down, but sideways, and this direction and that way. It can go, it's on a flat surface. Time is on a flat surface. And so when you're moving in time, you're moving on a flat surface. And that's one single surface. And it can go up and it can go down, but it's all flat. Because time does not go into space, it goes along with space. Now, I know this is very intellectual and scientific and things, but I don't want anyone to go out there and say, oh, they don't really know what they're talking about. But yes, time travel is from here along a flat surface. It does not have, time does not go in circles. It can be chaotic, yes, and that's something different. It's not going in circles. It's going every which way and you can think of. But the linear thought processes about time are that it is, we see it as a flat surface, and that you can move all around it in a flat surface mindset, and that's two-dimensional. All right, that is all we really wanted to say. And Bola, did you want to say something or ask?
Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciated your clarification of that. And that is my understanding as well. Thank you very much. My question was around the summer solstice. I've been having a lot of downloads since the last week of June till today. And I know it's linked to the summer solstice. There's a change in the atmosphere, there's a change in the energy. And I wondered if you could expand on it.
Yes.
What is happening at this time?
Up until June, your world was very safe. There was no conflicts that were going to be out of control, nothing that was going to exceed any bounds of negativity. However, after the solstice, many downloads are coming, many thought processes are changing, and you're heading into a more negative sort of sensory thought process. You will not necessarily feel a negative thought process. You will get the downloads for positivity to help combat what is coming. And so it is that there are some big things on the horizon. and it's just starting at this solstice time, and it will grow for a good while.
What can we do to counteract some of these negative? I mean, I'm actually feeling much more empowered
Yes.
this time. But how can some of us who may be feeling the heaviness counteract some of these downloads?
Those of you that are feeling empowered are the ones getting the downloads that are telling you how to get through this time period and empowering you to get through all the things that are coming. Many of you are getting downloads for this reason. Now, those that are suffering after this, I think that most of those that are light beings or called light beings on your world will probably get a positive thought process coming through, a very positive way of thinking coming through, that they will actually manage to overcome third dimension and density. And that is a good thing. We will help those that are struggling.
And
But
is it
yes, go ahead.
Is there a mantra you can suggest? Because I know you share mantras with me. Is there a mantra that you can suggest that will help some of us who may be suffering or who may be receiving some low density frequencies?
I give, or I should say we give, mantras to each and every one individually, because each person has a different energy and a different way to bring forth that which they are chanting. They are bringing forth oneness through the chant. They are bringing through equality, beauty, understanding, and power through their chants, and this empowers them because we know their makeup. We know their understanding, how they act, how they are, what their energy process is, how much energy they can take. So each individual gets their own mantra. One mantra will not fit all.
Thank you.
However, there are some sun mantras that will fit, the Om and the Ah, and all the ones that are very simple in their coming forth are all equalization mantras, such as the Om and the Ha and the You, and this will always cause things to come into alignment in frequency. The frequency will all align with everything in the room, every person in the room, all things, and so you are on the same page, same frequency, and you can communicate in a much better way. You can share thoughts, and telepathy will gather from these kinds of mantras.
Thank you. Thank you. I just wanted to ask one more thing. Isis, I understand, was involved in the creation stories with the Anunnaki, but there's not enough information around her. It's a bit like silent. It's not well publicized. I wondered if you could say more about the role that Isis actually played in the creation of the Homo sapiens back then with the Anunnaki.
Isis was an interdimensional being. She was connected to many different people in the Egyptian realm and in the Sumerian realm, and those were the Anunnaki in the Sumerian realm in the Indian area. And also, she was able to work with them in some ways and thought processes, but she was interdimensional, so she could pass through different dimensions at different times. She was not from Earth. And as a creator being, as she is, she was able to help the Anunnaki with some of the ins and outs of what she was looking for humanity to become. They had higher thoughts and were too far advanced. She had to bring them down a couple pegs so that things could work out properly, instead of having a real turmoil with the creation of the humanness of beings, the look of the beings. Well, the look of the beings was pretty much Anunnaki created because they wanted people to look more like them, without the wings, of course. But they were tall. They were giants compared to humans. But they didn't want humans to be giants. They just wanted them to look better. They wanted them to be prettier. They didn't want to look at this ugly human. So they changed the look of humans so that they would be beautiful. And the first thing they changed was the African look. The people in Africa have the first look as what the Anunnaki created. They were the first, and they're beautiful beings. They're absolutely intensely beautiful. And so they created different kinds of beauty for different parts of the world. They wanted different integrations and things of that nature. And they did that with many different ideas because there were many different species involved in doing this. So it wasn't just them. Some species wanted, they like the ebony look, and some of them like the lighter look, and some of them like this, and some of them like the yellow. And it is that they all did a lot of experimenting. But the aliens had a lot to do with this as well. Their DNA sort of was the base plan for how they were going to turn out looking. They used the base blueprint to find what would work best with each alien look to bring it into a human look.
And I understand that ISIS really helped in bringing in that compassion, that loving compassion. Yeah.
She was more dealing with the emotions, the thought processes of the emotions, and how to interact with others in a peaceful way, in a more proper way. There were some very warlike creations done at that time, but they were destroyed by Enlil.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much. I'll let others come. And I could talk to you all day. I'll let others come in. Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Safira has a follow-up question. Go ahead, Safira.
Thank you. Hello, this is Safira, and the last 2 weeks ago when you came, you mentioned that you adopted some of us for special training, and I was one of those. So I didn't ask you at the time what was the training about, and also, can you give me a specific name of someone connected to me from you that I could call on and think about and communicate with?
Delathoris.
Okay.
Do you need a spelling?
Not I think it sounds pretty explanatory.
It starts with a D, Delathoris.
Okay. And can you explain?
The reason why they chose you is that there's a lot of things that you need to overcome, and they want to work with you to overcome these things because you're finding it very difficult to live in a world where you're having all kinds of negative and angry feelings.
Also, it's not about training to interact with different aliens.
No.
That's what I thought it was about. Oh, so, okay. But everybody was adopted for a different reason or more to help them? I see. Okay. Thank you.
But there will be eventually that the training that you are discussing and thinking about will happen eventually. Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I think that's all. Do you have any questions, Angie, from your chat for the Eldorians or not?
Well, there was one that was asking, Paul was asking about if Takura could answer a question, I asked him if the Endorians could ask it. I can ask it and see if they.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Can you please explain specifics of biochemistry of DNA upgrades, i.e. 3% of genetic DNA versus non-genetic, and are these DNA on a new physical chromosome? What proteins will the genes produce for what purpose?
All right. in order to answer that, I'm going to have to come down to the people's level to understand, to tell what I'm going to say, because if I were to do the scientific level, it would go far over your heads, even over the heads of that person who is asking the question. But let me tell you this, yes, the DNA that is coming into the body that is actually imparted to you from other beings, species, or whatever, goes into an area of the DNA that will help it to move throughout the DNA and give it the right chemical components, the right electrical components, etc. That's why there is an infusion first and then an activation second. The infusion puts the DNA into the system where they believe this DNA will work out the best. And then the activation is actually what he's talking about, where the actual DNA goes, how it reacts with the other DNA of the body, with the chemicals, with the chromosomes, etc. Whenever they do an infusion of other alien DNA, they must filter it so that it can go into a human, first of all. And second of all, they have to make it so that it is available to move throughout the body. This is done because we know all about DNA now, and we know about human DNA as well. And we are able, the DNA of human beings and the DNA of all beings is very complex. You don't even have the beginnings of understandings of how many things go into your DNA. Many things, all kinds of energies, all kinds of chemicals, all kinds of motion of different codes and contact points, and how it disperses and how it knows where to go and all these things. So we have to make the DNA so that it is able to be dispersed properly to go to the right places. When we say, or when they say, or when anyone says that this DNA will affect this, and this, they are making it filtered so that it can go into the human body and affect those particular areas. Some say it will raise the IQ, some say it will make you more spiritual, increase vocabulary, make you feel better, do health issues. So whatever it is that we are working on when we do an infusion, or when they do an infusion, they're actually very pointed at what they want this infusion to be about. They're not just making it a general infusion. It is very specific and very, it moves in a very specific way. Now, interacting with the chromosomes is an important part of this. The chemical and biochemical reactions there are imperative that they mix properly, because if not, then you're going to have problems in other places, such as health issues and things of that nature. So whenever they're giving you this DNA, they are really looking closely at the individual as well. Each individual must be looked at as a separate entity, because they have different kinds of beings, different portions of alien existence within them. Like you say, 3% of an alien DNA, that is actually pretty high. That means that much DNA is already there, that can work in the sense that that particular DNA is all about. And if you ask for more of that DNA, it will expand that. It will make that energy greater. It will make that energy more powerful, and it will make the system generate more of the qualities that particular DNA generates.
He's got a follow-up question to that. He says, but I thought that the alien DNA was already in us, just not activated.
It is in you, and some of it is activated, but not all of it. But this infusion will help activate it even further.
He also just says, like the Syrian DNA called ADA, DEPA, etc., that creates new chakra alignments.
Correct. new chakra alignments are nothing new. They've been happening for thousands of years on your planet, but the chakra alignment that he's talking about is more of an energy. It's, you see, the chakras have, they're a spinning vortex.
Mhm.
They're aligned through the body. Now, a new chakra alignment was to bring the chakras from the above the head into the body. That has not happened yet with most humans, but some humans do have the eighth chakra inside of them. That is the soul
Mhm.
spirit chakra. The
Mhm.
soul spirit chakra can come into the body and will eventually come into the body over time anyway. All the chakras that are above the head will eventually become part of the body, because what are they there for? They are there to be used when you expand, when you evolve, when you are ready. So, but some of you are ready for the eighth chakra, so it is within some of you. Does this answer his question?
We'll let him respond to that. He just had that follow-up, but is it genetic or non-genetic DNA?
It is genetic,
Thank you.
but there's also non-genetic material in there because of the filtering.
Okay. Monica asks, could you please tell us a bit about your species? Do you have physical form? Could you describe?
We're very tall. We have very large eyes, but they're very round. They're not the kind of eyes that you see on a gray or anything like that. Our eyes are very round, big, and we have very big mouths, very big.
Yes.
And the reason for that is because we evolved from a species of that you would call species that can also go in water and live outside of water at the same time. So we are land and water beings, but we are mostly on the land now. We are highly evolved compared to many species. We're in sixth dimension, which is a very high dimension. It's not that we are better than anyone else, but we have greater information. We have greater understanding of some things, and we would share it when the time has come for that to happen. We are also of different colors, just like you have on your planet. However, we evolved from a very similar place, so we all look very similar. We did not have genetic work done on us like the Anunnaki did with the humans, so we don't have that pretty face. But we do have the same face all around the planet, and we are much more unified in our ways than your planet. Your planet is very corrupted and discombobulated. So we are more on one page, and we have telepathy. We do use language as well, because there's other species that have language, so we must use it. We also use sign language for those that are telepathic and cannot deal with our telepathy, so we can use sign language. But most of the time when there's someone telepathic around, we can use telepathy with them. So now we are tall. I am about 7'3". My name is Quiga. Anything else you want to know?
Thank you
Yes,
very
2
much.
arms and 2 legs. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Lilypad has a question for you. Go ahead, Lilypad.
Oh, thank you. Hello. I was curious about how many DNA species or alien species is in the human DNA. I mean, how many alien species is in the human DNA?
Many.
And okay.
Let me tell you this. The
Please.
human DNA was blended long ago. Many species came to this planet a long, long time ago, and they gave their 2 cents, as it were, to the creation of humans. And so there are many different, 12 original species, but there are a greater number of species that have given their DNA to the planet. So probably more like 25 or 30.
Wow. Okay. Thank you. So what part of the world have the most alien DNA, humans DNA species?
The most alien?
Yes. What part of the world?
I would say your Japan and China, Korea, they have higher functioning DNAs there.
All right. Thank you. That's all.
Okay, thank you. That was all. Wait a minute. There, Angie, are you asking a question?
Yeah, I was asking a question. Is that why we have a 12-strand DNA? Because of all the different aliens putting their 2 cents, so to speak, in?
You have a 2-strand DNA in humans. The 12-strand DNA is there, but it is not active. Only 2 strands. But yes, there are many strands to be activated eventually. And there's a question in the room. Please come forward.
You spoke earlier about bringing in the chakras that are above your head and potentially the 8th chakra. And I was wondering how does psychedelics play in allowing the ease of that?
It depends on your intentions.
On the intentions. Okay.
Yes. It depends on your intentions. If you are using drugs just for recreation, you're going to go all over the place. You're not going to be focused on anything. You're going to just, it'll be a fun experience or not. And it will go and take you places where you may or may not want to go. So the intention of it to bring in an 8th chakra, or the intention of it to have a quest, the intention of it to do whatever it is that you are intending to do for that particular psychedelic trip or that drug trip or whatever, can be utilized in your intentions and your thought process. But remember this also, it depends on who you are around. The effects of other people on your mood, your thought processes, and all these things do have a bearing. If you are with very negative people, you can very possibly lose some of that intention.
I understand.
All right? Does that answer that question for you?
It does. Thank you.
Could you hear him?
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, thank you for coming forward. I do believe that's all the questions we do have for you. So
Very
thank
well.
you for being here.
I will bring someone else.
Yes, thank you.
Much love.
Much love to you.
I am an ascended master. One moment. We are united to understand humanity. Very well, we are now blended.
Welcome. Welcome. Thank you very much. May we ask your name or the name of the group you represent?
We were called for. The name is a name from the earth, but we do not use that name. We use esquiando.
Okay, the name I believe was, Angie, you can check with Spiricus. Oh shoot, I'd have to check. Spiricus Bay, I believe, but let me.
Yes, that is it.
So the
What
person.
is it that you would like to know? We are now formulated into a community.
Can you explain?
As individuals on the earth, there were times when we were not always connected to the earth in its entirety, but were connected to those off world and in the spiritual dimension. And when we return off the earth, we go into this collective, and we are no longer just one.
Understood. The name was Serapis Bay, and I do apologize for giving the incorrect name. And that was through.
We have many names. You may use whatever name you wish for us, but we have come to answer questions if you have any.
Okay, if there's any questions in the YouTube chat, please, Angie, can you type them? Or can you read them, please?
Sure. God will have more creations in the future. Will God create more beings that will transition from evil to spiritual?
Of course, creation never stops. The universe expands. There are millions of universes, and they all expand because he goes to all of them and does creating. He has cloned himself into all the universes. I say cloned, but it is not. He is energy, and so he is able to take part of his energy and put it in other places. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
He has put his energy in millions and millions of places, and he is able to contrast and connect with all places and things. He is within all things and all places and all beings. And so, yes, therefore, as those negative beings arise because of their belief systems, not because God created a negative belief system, but because they are not getting what they want, they are negative. And so they will find out that God loves them just as much as everyone else and will bring them into the light. They are already forgiven.
Thank you. I have one other question. Will Enki bring the original blueprint that will benefit us, or is he going to destroy our DNA? There's a lot of confusion about Enki and his intentions. Can we trust him and his technology or not?
There is always negative things said about individuals in the Anunnaki. They were basically here to do good work. They were basically here to do what is right or what they thought was right. And so Enki is not about to destroy humanity or the blueprint of humanity. He is actually one of the fathers of it. And so as one of the fathers, would you destroy your child just for the fun of it? No, I think that he will continue to help humanity as much as he can. The negative rumors about the Anunnaki, many of them are false. There are some that are true. They are just beings like everyone else and have good and bad within them, or positive and negative, as we should say. But it is not that they were trying to be negative. It's just they have tempers just like you do.
Thank you. I missed one from Solaris. I gotta scroll back, too much chatter. Are there alien species that resemble rabbits to bunnies? Rabbits or bunnies?
Yes, but they are not space-worthy as of yet. But they are intelligent, and they really don't see a need for a space voyage. There are actually two different species of what you might call rabbits or bunnies or whatever. One is an actually very large species where the species is about 5 foot tall. The other is a smaller species that is about 3 foot tall. These species are very intelligent, but they do not really require space travel in order to get to where they want to go. They actually can think of a place to go and be there. They are very advanced, but they never have decided to come to Earth yet.
Thank you.
Okay, I have some questions on my side. We'll start with Radha because she hasn't asked a question yet. Go ahead, Radha, and then we'll come to Lily Pad.
Thank you. Hello.
Greetings.
Greetings. So I understand that there are some mystery schools who are working to add to the violet flame. And I was wondering, is that true? And if so, what sort of properties will they be adding?
That is true. Yes, there are schools for that. Adding to the violet flame is only what you would call expanding it or evolving it. It is going to be the same, only more powerful, more aggressive in its love, in its power. As people are more aware of the flames of the spirit, they become more powerful, they become more active, they become more interactive. If there's going to be any changes in its present form, I do not know. That is to be seen. But we know that it is getting stronger, more powerful, and larger in the sense that people are trying to work with it.
Thank you for that information. Just one other question. How have the Ascended Masters utilized the Akashic Records in the past? And how can humanity utilize it in the future?
The Akashic Records are everything that ever was and ever said, any motion of any star, everything is in that records. The way we use the Akashic Records is to find out if there is a place or a person that is rising up that needs more help or more understanding so that we can help lift them higher. Now, if you are looking for information in the Akashic Records that is able to help humanity, you may go there to find your past lives. However, sometimes a past life will only confuse your present life. So they are stopping a lot of people from going into past lives these days because they want them to move forward and not into the past. That is something that is very critical at this time. The use of the Akashic Records is important, and we would want you to use them, but we don't want you to get so involved in the past information that it affects your present.
Could you tell us who put together the Akashic Records?
God did from the very beginning. There are several different ways to look at the Akashic Records. It is the beginning of all knowledge and understanding, and so therefore he has put that into play. The vortex, the matrix, is also part of all this information and knowledge, both spiritual and intellectual. That is also another form of the Akashic Records, only works differently and can be used for more emotional satisfaction, whereas the Akashic Records is very emotionless. It's only facts and figures. The matrix can be used as an Akashic record of sorts of your emotions from the past lives and from different things. So anyway, there are many different ways to express eternity. Your soul is also another member of the Akashic record field. Everything about your subconscious and soul is taking in every moment, every breath, every thought, every understanding, everything that you see and do. So you have an Akashic record of your personal being for all times within you.
So I understand the Akashic records, they're records for the earth. Do other species have their own Akashic records? Does every planet have their own?
No, the Akashic records is the Akashic records of all species, all anomalies, all planets, all suns, all black holes, all worlds, everything. Everyone thing is included in the Akashic records. Everything is included in the matrix. The only one that excludes everything is your own personal Akashic records, which is your entire life from beginning to end in your subconscious and soul.
I see. Thank you so much for all this information. Blessings.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Radha, sorry, Radha, that was Radha. Susan has a question, and then we'll come to Lily Pad. Those will be the last two questions. Go ahead.
Hello. So my first question is regarding, I heard in a recent channeling that we're supposed to have on July 7th or 7/7 this year and next year, there's supposed to be large solar flares that are going to hit the planet, and that we should try to prepare ourselves, I guess, energetically and physically for these events. And I'm just wondering if you can confirm this or provide any clarification about what we can expect.
Yes. There are a great many solar flares happening at this time, and on the 7th there will be solar flares. However, there are the people coming in through the sun that are trying to regulate these solar flares. They will not be deadly. They will perhaps knock out some technology and affect people with headaches, backaches, fatigue, etc. This is what you must prepare for, is the human portion of it. But they are regulating them to a place where they will not be deadly. They will not cause any conflict with the actual Earth surface. So, yes, there are many species working on this right now because they do not want it to be damaging to the Earth. The Earth is very important, and so they must work on these things. The frequency of the sun is another thing they are working on. They're bringing it back into the right frequency. You have noticed the changing suns. This is the work of these creatures, many from all over the universe, because there is a solar stargate system with suns, stargates in many thousands of suns. And so you're being bombarded with higher elements, higher beings, higher dimensional beings. And so the Earth is filled with them at this time. They're working diligently to build a plasma field around the Earth so that the Earth can be protected in some ways from these things, but also to encourage the new Earth to new world to come down. You see, with the old Earth going up and the new Earth coming down, they need a plasma field so that they can balance.
Okay, yeah, very interesting. Thank you for that information. I have one more question related to my recent trip to Ireland and Scotland. I went through a process of like physical purging, if you will, and I do feel now that I've returned a greater like lightness of being or less density within my physical structure, and I've also like physically lost some weight as part of that process. And I'm just wondering if you as an Ascended Master can provide some wisdom or guidance for those of us that are on the ascension path, and kind of what we can continue to expect as we move forward in the next few years with the Earth changes and our ascension as a planet and humanity.
Yes. Sometimes purging will be violent. Sometimes purging will be uncomfortable. And it is a time when there is a lot of purging going on. People that feel like they have the 24-hour bug may be purging some things out of their system, but they are asking to be purged. They are asking for this cleansing. because this is interfering with their purity. It's interfering with their lightness. It's interfering with the mission. And so, yes, purging is going to be more active in these days, but it will be short, and it will be, you won't be going through it for months and months, but you must get rid of some of the things in the system that cannot be related to by spirit. And many of, it's not that just one person has this. Every person has this. But different kinds of purging will happen with different people. Some will get it out of their system through different means. And I won't go into all those means, but I will tell you that it is unpleasant for a few days. Very unpleasant, because you yourself, actually, the body does not want to give these up. The body does not want to give these up. So it makes it harder to give these up. But let it go. Just let it go. Sometimes you don't have a choice. You're going to have to let it go because you have no choice. They're saying, we want you to be purified, and if you want to be purified, we're doing it now. Many of you have asked for purification, and it will happen. There is a couple of you that are enduring great pain, and that will cease also at some point. What that is something karmic, but it will pass. And I know that a lot of people don't believe in karma anymore, but it is still there with some people, those that have lived many lives and had to come back and back and back. There are some of you here that have no karma at all. Why? This is your first time on the earth. There is no karma with those people. Karma has been eliminated. And you can eliminate your karma as well. Just ask for it to be eliminated. Karma does not have to exist any longer. This is a day and age where the sun and the ways of being are different. And so your karma does not have to exist anymore. Free yourself from it.
Beautiful. Thank you for that message. That provides some great clarification. I'll let the next person ask their question. Much blessings.
Many blessings to you.
Many
I am
blessings.
glad that it was a good experience for you. I think many things.
Yes, it released a lot of aches and pains in the body too, this purging, and it was worth it, even though it was violent when I was going through it, like the stomach flu. So, but I feel much better, much lighter,
But you
much
saw a lot of
much
things.
happier letting all of that go. So
You saw a lot of things.
yeah.
All right, I'll go to the next one.
Okay, thank you.
Your
Much
personal
love.
experience was very worthwhile.
It was. I agree. Much love.
Much love.
Okay, Lily has been waiting. We'll go ahead and have her question asked. If we have time, we'll get to Joan. But these are the last questions. Thank you. Go ahead, Lily Pad.
Thank you. Sarah Peace Bay. I have a question, two questions very quick. And one is actually I'm having pain. Maybe I'm going through that what you're talking about.
Yes.
And I would like to ask for your healing and
You have it.
Thank you. And another question is are there any ascended master returning at this moment or being born at this time as we speak? I mean, at this time, era or where we are.
There are many ascended masters that are interactive. Few of them are coming back to the earth in bodies because they can do a lot better work out here and coming in and giving information to those that are in the body, that are special, that are past great beings. So their work mostly is being done from out here. However, there is a couple ascended masters that will return to the earth and feel that they must do so. And that would be Babaji is coming into your world because he just feels that he works better on the earth plane. And we have, well, Katumi is not coming into the earth, but he has put his fragment into several different people, a fragment of himself, so that they can be higher functioning. And if someone says that they're the only person that will channel Katumi, that's not true, because he will channel through many. Another is, there is many that are giving fragments of themselves or and putting themselves, but many of them are staying up here. I think there's another one coming to Earth, and that is who? Buddha. Buddha will reappear on this planet, but he will not be called Buddha, and you will not see him as Buddha, but he is in the tradition of Buddha. There is a Buddha now, but he is coming. He will be the next Buddha.
Are you coming?
No, we are not coming.
All right. Well, thank you. I just want to ask for healing and all these purification and things. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Thank you. Okay, Joan has a question. Go ahead, Joan.
Greetings, Serapis Bay. I was guided yesterday to go to Mount Shasta and bring the codes from Ireland and Scotland with the skulls Lady Loch Ness. And so I met some monk in in Mount Shasta, and then he told me that there's a message from me from Buddha. But he talked about Buddha, so was just any a message, and also how is the codes process? I mean, did the beings of Mount Shasta receive that codes?
The codes from the sun are very powerful right now and very, very multitudinous. There are many codes coming down. They are beautiful codes. They are energetic codes, and they're very helpful codes. You have received some of these codes in different parts. The sun shines differently in different places. So, but it is bringing different codes to different parts of the world. You bringing those codes from Ireland to Mount Shasta, which is a chakra of the world, is very meaningful. And that's why you ran into the monk. And the monk is telling you that these light codes put together are very meaningful and that they are very powerful. You are a powerfully loving being. You are a powerfully sensitive being. And so they see in you great things. And the message from Buddha is that you will never be lost. Someone will always find you, and you are becoming lighter. You are becoming light. Your photons have increased. You are becoming what you want to be. But love is the answer for you. You are becoming light through love.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's so exciting. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We've reached the end of the webinar. We are out of time. So I wanted to tell you, thank you so very much for being here, sharing your wisdom and your love. And please do come back.
You are blessed.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And much blessings and much love to you as well.
Thank you.
Would you be willing to give us our closing blessing for the day? There's only like a minute or so. Would you be willing to give us our closing blessing?
Oh, of course. You will rise up. You will be glory. You will be a light. You will be all things to the world if you choose. Stay on the course. Make it happen. Overcome the world. Be as you are meant to be. Become the person God intended for you. Loosen all the grips on everything and become light in your own realm in your own being. You are all light. Free yourself from the pain. Free yourself from the dimension, the density. Free yourself from the vulgarity. Free yourself from the negativity. It is time that many of you become leaders. Many blessings to you. Yararararasasasa. Hello,
Hello, welcome. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Hmm.
Wow, powerful.
Yeah, powerful channeling today. Lots of great questions. Lots
Yes.
of information.
They said to me, great questions, great questions, great questions.
Good. Perfect. So Angie, why don't you give the announcement before we go, and then we'll close it off.
Thank you so much. All right, we have our Hucolo Starseed Gathering scheduled Thursday, August 8th through Monday, August 12th, 2024. That will be next year. It will be at Oneida Park in Canandaigua, New York, in the Finger Lakes. Some of the highlights are going to be light code activations, campfires, oneness, connecting with your Starseed family, a couple channel classes, understanding your personal lineage with the outside of the United States, or the world, our Earth. We are going to be offering a payment plan for those that, because it's so far out. So if you're interested in that, please send, if you have questions or you want to register, classes@hucolo.org.
All right. I wanted to add, if you want a private channeling, I'll have only limited time. We will do that on, you'll have to come either early or stay late.
Right.
Because I'm not going to do it during that time. And it will be only a half an hour, and there will be $50 per session. But if you do want a personal reading in person, come a day early or stay a day late.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe you can have a sign-up sheet for that or something already.
Yes, because we want to get
taken
that
care of
organized, because I don't want to do that during any of our oneness time.
Right.
No separation during the oneness time.
That's right.
Okay, perfect. So thank you. So Jim will see you in 2 weeks. And next week we have Will Mitchell will be back channeling with us. So
excellent.
We will see you next week. Thank you. Much love to everyone, and have a fantastic week. And everyone stay happy and focused and positive, and much love to you. Much love.